Suave on the track.
Whatever it takes. Alleyway.
Coco, this your season right now.
They won't see me. They won't let me, yeah. I gotta sleep with one eye open, trippin', making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the strap. I know the odds wanna murder, I got a feeling, keep my stomach paranoid, yeah. I won't let them, yeah. They won't see me, yeah. I gotta sleep with one eye open, trippin', making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the strap. I know the odds wanna murder, I got a feeling, keep my stomach paranoid, yeah. I can't let them, yeah. They won't see me, yeah. I put attention, all of my blood, all of my veins. They started with Perky, now that hair right up his veins. You started with serving, now them drugs drove you insane. Started with dealing, I grew up with killers, they taught me the game. I got some niggas that die behind, and that shit won't never the same. I know some niggas that lie behind, and that bullet had his name. Ain't no reason to cry about, cause that shit won't never change. MTF the 4th and P, my niggas can't get out the game. I gotta sleep with one eye open, trippin', making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the stern. I know the odds wanna murder, I got a feeling, keep my stomach paranoid, yeah. I won't let them, yeah. They won't see me, yeah. I gotta sleep with one eye open, trippin', making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the stern. I know the odds wanna murder, I got a feeling, keep my stomach paranoid, yeah. I can't let them, yeah. They won't see me, yeah.
Lost, see, I glossed to it, shit ain't been the same. Heard the ops talking to the feds, giving names. Who gon' feed my family if they take me out the game? Keep one in the head and one eye open, that ain't change. I'm quick to catch a body. When I shoot, he shoot, I know bro shooting right beside me. Them hollow tips go through the wall and then they hit his body.
Niggas died at 65.
Yeah. Hey man, all I'm saying is, nigga, you always got something to say. It's like you don't shut up.
Blazing on the track.
A lot of niggas died 1865. Single Michael fled, highway ain't gon' let it ride. Everybody hollering, black was never on your side. They do maps to tell your apps where you sleep at night. They put that white man on. Got you begging them for answers like that white man know. Had you swearing you was African, that's that white man home. Had you proud to be a savage, that's that white man's zone. And I ain't talking shit, this by definition. If being savage was our nature, y'all be non-existent. We done took your ass out when we was in them kitchens. Instead of showing you how to live and how to maintain business. White supremacy fake. Only way that shit real is if you do what they say. So dope, my eyes low. When you move like God, the time slow. I came back for the blacks and John Doe's. Crack open them land patents, let go of them townhomes. What's a native to a native? Eat $5 dough if he not melanated. Pale faces got you waiting on a savior. Sending prayers up, he texting back on vacation. Yeah, God's children. Give all your praise to Jesus, but how God feeling? He say put no one before him in divine image. It's you with God and Christians. I got a vision, but niggas ain't gotta listen, so they don't. We came from the soil, wasn't fucking with no boats. Bible took our spirit, English plotted on our homes. Tribal families turned on us, don't act like y'all don't know. But fuck them and they grudges. We was something turned to nothing. And now we nothing's turned to somethings. Reincarnation of ancients, fresh up out the oven. This the message to the black man. 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 Shooters on my roof, lawyers in the coop. We can never die, bitch, we bulletproof. This the message to the black man. This the message to the black man. Say you wasn't slaves, you was prisoners of war. You stop wasting your time, these other bitches ain't important. You ain't meditating, you ain't mating with the sauce. Like what the fuck's a noodle if you ain't painted with the sauce? I find it hard to trust the pastor who rather side with the master, who preaching we should submit while getting murdered and captured. About how we should wait on God is never our vernacular. They get
the track.
Work is on its way, boy.
Got a 4-5 with a new drum, but a new vibe in the street. I sold my heart right to the streets and I can't play with that. This shit that I did for the streets, I'm not gonna talk about that. I bought my youngins a new 40, told them play with that. So when them niggas spin the black, how you gon' play with that? Got a 4-5 with a new drum, but a new vibe in the streets. Man down on the back blocks and I died in the streets. 4-5 with a new drum, but a new vibe in the streets. Man down on the back blocks and I died in the streets. Bodies on my conscience, and I won't let it. Paranoia taking over, I won't let it. Out your right mind, you won't sober. Know the streets took a toll on you, but you a soldier. This shit I seen too many times before. Drugs taking over, they won't let them go. They make a wrong move, fuck it, we gon' let it blow. He just let me know that niggas' minds ain't right. Only killing for protection. My young niggas got obsessions. For that clout, they gon' press him. Consumed by the hate, another snake that's gon' bless him. He's supposed to be your brother, but he's screaming out that slime shit. Got a blood oath with my family, that's my tie. Y'all put your faith in me, and now we got it, we gon' all shine. And that's my word to the streets. 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 That's my word. Yeah. I sold my heart right to the streets, and I can't play with that. This shit that I did to the streets, I'm not gonna talk about that. I bought my youngins a new 40, told them play with that. So when the niggas spin the block, how you gon' play with that? Got a 4-5 with a new drum, bought a new vibe in the streets. Man down on the back blocks, and I died in the streets. 4-5 with a new drum, bought a new vibe in the streets. Man down on the back blocks, and I died in the streets.
Father God, first I ask for forgiveness. I ask that you look past our times that we have fell short. Father God, for there are ones who do not know your love, Father God. I know that is my purpose, to be a lighthouse in your grace. Wherever you lead my steps, whatever obstacle or hardships to come, I pray that you give us strength in the face of the enemy. Father God, thank you for listening to my soul. Amen.
I sold my heart right to the streets, and I can't play with that. This shit that I did for the streets, I'm not gonna talk about that. I bought my youngins a new 40, told them play with that. So when them niggas spin the black, how you gon' play with that? Got a 4-5 with a new drum, bought a new vibe in the streets. Man down on the back blocks, and I died in the streets. 4-5 with a new drum, bought a new vibe in the streets. Man down on the back blocks, and I died in the streets.
Suave on the track.
Whatever it takes. The alleyway.
Coco, this your season right now.
They won't see me. They won't let me hear. I gotta sleep with one eye open, tripping, making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the strap. I know the eyes wanna murder. I got a feeling, keep my stomach paranoid. Yeah. I won't let them, yeah. They won't see me, yeah. I gotta sleep with one eye open, tripping, making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the strap. I know the eyes wanna murder. I got a feeling, keep my stomach paranoid. Yeah. I can't let them, yeah. They won't see me, yeah. I put attention, all in my blood, all in my veins. They started with perky, now that hair right numb his veins. You started with serving, now them drugs drove you insane. Started with dealing, I grew up with killers, they taught me the game. I got some niggas that die behind, and that shit won't never the same. I know some niggas that lie behind, and that bullet had his name. Ain't no reason to cry about, cause that shit won't never change. MTF the 4th and P, my niggas can't get out the game. I gotta sleep with one eye open, tripping, making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the strap. I know the eyes wanna murder. I got a feeling, keep my stomach paranoid. Yeah. I won't let them, yeah. They won't see me, yeah. I gotta sleep with one eye open, tripping, making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the strap. I know the eyes wanna murder. I got a feeling, keep my stomach paranoid. Yeah. I can't let them, yeah. They won't see me, yeah.
Lost, see, I glossed too, we shit ain't been the same. Heard the ops talking to the...
We're still here.
Shout out to everybody in the motherfucking building, man. It's your brother Aboriginal Power, man. How y'all feeling this Grand Rising? How y'all feeling this Grand Rising, man? Shout out to everybody in the building, man. We kind of lit in here already. Can I get everybody to share the live stream at least one time? Shout out to everybody in the building. If If y'all ain't follow my brother or subscribe to my brother, Aboriginal TV, make sure y'all run over there, subscribe. Excuse me. Definitely a dope show. Lit show. If you ain't subscribed to my brother Hawk School, make sure y'all run over there and subscribe to my brother Hawk School. Man, I got a nice little bill for you guys this grand motherfucking rising. So don't even trip. You understand me? We ain't even left. We ain't go nowhere. We, you know what I'm saying? We right here. You understand me? Everything's still copacetic. Everybody think that the flow gone and no, nigga.
We're still here.
You know what I'm saying? We gonna keep this shit going. Long as we're
still here.
We gonna make that shit work. You understand me? Can't nobody tell us a motherfucking thing. Aboriginals don't die. We multiply, goddamn. This is the Wake and Bake Show. So let me know what you smoking on and where you at this Grand Rising. Shout out where you at and what you smoking on this Grand Rising. Shout out to everybody in the building. We got 100 people in here. I want to say peace and blessings to you guys, especially for those that's just watching, that's not commenting, that's not in the chat section. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. I appreciate y'all. You understand me? Shout out to y'all. I'm also want to take the time out to shout out everybody that took their time out to comment in the chat. Shout out to Bright Mo Deezy, Empress Freedom Feather, Enox, Trigger, Bright Mo Deezy, Hawk School, Rashad Harris, Aboriginal TV, Shy Alpha, Tyrone Ling, Skittles Conway, Ghetto Child Clinic, Tanya Parker, Anthony Pickens, DJ ZPE, Buck Williams, Leonidas, Tayshawn, Smoke Signal, Jaguar Clout, Pop Reed, aka Wilmore Reed, Prophet Levi, Truth Master Dre, my brother Yaya, you know what I'm saying? Ladariel Quintez, my brother, Lewis Luck. Shout out to Lewis Luck, by the way. Give a special shout out to Lewis Luck because he sent in a PayPal donation this Grand Rising. So we appreciate the brother Lewis Luck. Make sure y'all show him some love in the chat. Shout out to you, brother Lewis Luck. We appreciate all the support. Shout out to Lewis Luck. Don't let Lewis Luck be the only one to support the channel, too. Cash App and PayPal information at the bottom of the screen. Shout out to CC Boss Queen, Lady Spade, Lightweight, Samantha White, and Garfield Rule. Shout out to you in the building, man. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody. Shout out to the OG, Arthur Livingston. Shout out to JM3 Legacy. Shout out to Infinity. Shout out to Keith Lamont. Shout out to Zara. Shout out to Bronze Flat Power. Shout out to everybody in the building that's coming on in here. Make sure y'all drop a fire emoji as y'all come off in this motherfucker. Make sure y'all drop a fire emoji as y'all come in the building. That let me know that y'all can hear me and that y'all rocking with me. If y'all rocking with Big Aboriginal Power Channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. If you're listening to my voice right now, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you can get all your latest update and notifications to the live stream. All right. With that being said, shout out to my brother Hampton McNeil. Nicole Johnson in the building. Hey, this is the Wake and Bake. Where y'all at this Grand Rising? What city, what state y'all in? And what are you smoking on this Grand Rising? What are you smoking on this Grand Rising? That's really the key right now. What are y'all smoking on this Grand Rising? Give me just a second, you guys. I'll be
Niggas died at 65.
Yeah. Hey man, all I'm saying is, nigga, you always got something to say. It's like you don't shut up.
On the track.
A lot of niggas died 1865. Single Michael fled, how I ain't gon' let it ride. Everybody hot and black was never on your side. They do maps to tell your apps where you sleep at night. They put that white man on. Got you begging them for answers like that white man know. Had you swearing you was African, that's that white man home. Had you proud to be a savage, that's that white man's zone. And I ain't talking shit, this my definition. If being savage was our nature, y'all be non-existent. We done took your ass out when we was in them kitchens. Instead of showing you how to live and how to maintain business. White supremacy fake. Only way that shit real is if you do what they say.
All right, we're back. We back, goddamn. Let me set this up real quick. Let me set this live stream up because we're gonna be getting into quite a bit of this here in just a second. We ain't gonna zoom in on it right now. But I want to talk about the 100% proof that Native Americans are European and Asian descent. And this is by cultural practices and linguistic evidence. So I'm gonna play this live stream. It's very informational. It's not really for entertainment. This is strictly for educational purposes. So shout out to my brother 111 Truth Searcher for providing this video for us. We're gonna be getting into that right now as we speak.
The non-Dene language. Now, what is the non-Dene language? All right. The non-Dene language is major grouping, phylum, and superstock of North American Indian languages, consisting of 3 language families. Man, I ain't finna even try and pronounce that shit. I ain't finna look stupid on this motherfucker. Afterbus, let me see. Afterbus gone. Whatever. The Hade and Tingit. You feel me? With a total of 22 languages. Of these languages, 20 belong to the Athabascan family. They are spoken in the Northwest Territory, the Yucatan, and adjacent parts of Canada, west to Cook Inlet and Alaska, and two isolated areas of the Pacific coast, the Southwest Oregon and Northern California, and in the southwestern United States, mostly in New Mexico and Arizona. All right. So they're telling you where these languages you can find these at. And this is where you can find the majority of your Native American tribes at. You will find, especially dealing with the Americas, you will find them in the Southwest Oregon region and the Northern California region. The Washington region is usually consists of the Canada region and the Alaskan region. That's why they didn't put Washington in here, because it's being connected with this region. You feel me? Hold on one second. Why that shit popping up? They love popping up shit while I'm talking. But they showing you the Southwest Oregon and Northern California and Southwestern United States, New Mexico, and Arizona. So once again, these are the regions of where you will find these people. And I remember one of the guys that came up here and that had a disagreement with me was speaking about the Navajo language. You feel me? So I'm glad they showing you the major language of the Na-Dene group is the Navajo. So the major language of this group is the Navajo, spoken by large Indian populations in Arizona and New Mexico. Shout out to my brother Aboriginal Power in this building, man. Salute to the guy. Shout out to Kiowa Yeshua, man, in the building. Salute to the guy, and shout out to Misael, only the wise in this motherfucker. So once again, we're dealing with language. This is the language, the name of the language that most North American Indian groups are put in, the Na-Dene language. And they show you that this language is spoken in the Northwest Territory, the Yukon, along with Canada and west to Cook Inlet in Alaska, Southwest Oregon, Northern California, and also Southwest United States, mostly in New Mexico and Arizona. And the major language of the Na-Dene is grouped in Navajo. And that brother did say something about the motherfucking Navajos when he came up here with his disagreement with me. So once again, I salute to people that's challenging me, because now they're going to make me get into my bag. A lot of times, hold on, let me say this shit, right? Let me put my face on the screen, right, with this shit, right? See, for years, right, niggas been telling me to go live, and I'm like, nah, I ain't want no parts of that shit, right? But motherfuckers never really see me get in my bag with why I say a lot of shit that I say, and I stand on that shit, right? And the reason why is because I know how to get in my bag. Now, you put me in a situation where I'm going to get in my bag, I'm going to get in my bag. But guess what? I ain't going to get in my bag with you. I'm going to get in my bag and bang on the motherfuckers you trying to motherfucking protect. Because once again, you're going to have to show me a continent where you have a diverse group of people. You got one that is considered white. You got one that is considered Asian and one that's considered Negro. Now, two of the motherfuckers would have had to come by way of migration, because these three people don't come from the same stock. Now, all ethnic groups come from the one human stock, but when it started getting broken down into ethnicities and regions and geographic location and culture and language, usually each one got a direct stock they belong to, and it includes a group of families. But I never been nowhere where that's been the case on a continent where you had different phenotypes and color variations and shit to the point of different ethnic groups. If you see it from the outside looking in, coming from the same stock, you're going to have to show me a motherfucking example with that shit, because usually it leads to some type of migration and shit. Shout out to Spiritual K in the building, man. Salute to the God. Now let's get back to this, right? All right. Okay. The Telegets and Hadis are each single languages making up separate families. They are spoken respectively in Southeastern Asia and British Columbia. The major language of the Na-Dene group is Navajo, spoken by large Indian populations in Arizona and New Mexico. It is one of the few Northern American Indian languages whose speakers are increasing in number. Other languages of the Flums are Western Apache, spoken in Western Arizona, and the Chippewa dialect of the Northwestern Canada, right? Now, see, the reason why the population is growing, because this is the language that they're teaching the Native Americans and shit. You feel me? And as they told you right here, this Na-Dene language is consisted of a group of different languages that are connected, but basically with different dialects. And you can find it in the Northwest Territory, the Yukon, Canada, west to Alaska, Oregon, California, and Southwest United States, where you find the majority population of these Native Americans. I shit you not. I see them all in Oregon when I'm up there. I see them all up in California while I'm here and going north of California. And I definitely see them all through the Southwest in the New Mexico and Arizona region, which, you know, it include all the other states as well. So now that we got an understanding of what the Na-Dene language is, let's get to this video. Russian land foreign 19, the Celt language, Navajo's Siberian cousin, right? Now, this is for educational purpose only, fair use, educational purposes only. Now, look at this right to the right, right? You see these little drop down screens of different videos, right? Look at the very bottom one, right? Now, that looked like a Native American, but it's dealing with the Celt language structure. But let's get into this video, and we're gonna just bang it out for a little second and let you see what the scholars say. Matter of fact, let me pull this down so we can talk about what scholar this is and this language field and shit, right? Let's deal with that. All right, who is this guy? All right, Professor Edward Vada tell us about the Celts and their language. The Celt people live in Middle Siberian. That's despite their isolation, their language might be related to some Native American languages, such as the Navajo. But let's get into it and let's see what he has to say about this shit. And there's still research being done in this field about this shit. So let's listen.
Into this interesting group of people and this interesting language. And so the long and short of it is that's how it was my Russian language abilities that
start back here.
That time Soviet Union, now the Russian Federation. And I became fascinated with Cets, and I was able to meet or correspond with virtually everybody in the world who also studied that language. And most of them were very helpful to me. Some of them had already stopped studying the language, so that gave me an inroad into this interesting group of people and this interesting language. And so the long and short of it is that's how it was my Russian language abilities that allowed me access to Russian language publications in CAT and Russian language speaking linguists who had studied CAT. And from there, I got more and more data and more ability to be connected with other materials that maybe were not even published yet on the cat.
Yeah, but you have a very special, or developed a very special theory, which has garnered a lot of attention. Tell us a little about the theory you have about the cat language.
Well, the one reason that the cats are very interesting is that they're the last hunter-gatherers of landlocked northern Asia. And they have an interesting culture for that reason. All the other peoples around them were reindeer breeders, or farther south, cattle breeders. So they were pastoralists. And the cats were the only ones outside of the North Asia's Pacific Rim who were not. So that was one thing that's interesting. There's a lot of things.
Did y'all hear that? That's very critical. Let me run that back, because he's talking about he's got a very particular set of skills that allow him to understand certain languages, and he's been studying a language that only a few experts are even able to even understand and get to certain regions. Now listen.
Linguists that studied that. And from there, I got more and more data and more ability to be connected with other materials that may.
Shout out to Elijah D for the Cash App donation as well. We all going to break down some of these schools as well that they was indoctrinated in, these Native American schools, which is indoctrination camps. We're going to get to that in just a second.
We're not even published yet.
Yeah. But you have a very special, or developed a very special theory, which has garnered a lot of attention. Tell us a little about the theory you have about the cat language.
Well, the one reason that the cats are very interesting is that they're the last hunter-gatherers of landlocked northern Asia. And they have an interesting culture for that reason. All the other peoples around them were reindeer breeders, farther south, cattle breeders. So they were pastoralists. And the cats were the only ones outside of the North Asia's Pacific Rim who were not. So that was one thing that's interesting. There's a lot of things.
Let's stop right there. What that look like to you, my G? What do that look like to you, family? What does that look like? Let's keep it going.
Things about that actual cat language that were interesting too. It's had a system of tones that was not like anything else in North Asia. People didn't understand where they came from. And the way that the verb is structured, it's not like any of the other languages either. Maybe we can talk about both of those things a little later in the podcast. But when I was studying cat, when I was studying materials that the Russian speaking linguists had written about cat, I noticed things that kept reminding me of other languages in Native America that I had superficially studied in the past, including Navajo language and Tlingit language. Navajo and Tlingit are related in a big family spread over.
Now let's look. The Southwest. This is up in Oklahoma and shit. And then along this East Coast. Now, these are all reservation locations, right? So it's not even talking about them, how they disperse up in the communities, but these are all reservation locations. And also, this is who they supposed to descend from, right?
Over most of northwestern North America, that's called Ma-Dene. The Dene used to be called Athabascan languages, are the most widespread.
The Ma-Dene and the Andene language is spoken in Siberia. Now, what he's going to show you is that in America, the only people that claims Native American descent, the Apaches, the Comanches, the Hopi, these few particular Plains Indian tribes are the only tribes that speak this particular dialect of language. And it's not ironic that these people look Asian descent as well. We got to follow the trail of tents. You understand me? We got to follow the trail of tents that these people have laid there.
But also Tlingit and an extinct language called Iyak are in this group.
So these are a lot of languages that are connected with this family that they done found connections to. You feel me? Let's go, though.
And I just kept noticing things that superficially reminded me in cat of these languages. And from there, I developed this idea that maybe there's some kind of a connection between these languages historically. And that basically was the beginning of that idea. When I learned more about the history of people studying Ket, I found out that I was not the first person to come up with this possible connection. There's an Italian linguist.
So he's not the only linguist to come up with this connection. Let's keep going.
In the 1920s, named Alfredo Trombetti, who tried to find deep connections between languages of the world. His by casual inspect, they're pastoralists. So the Kets were the only ones.
Oh shit, my bad.
And the way that it's widespread, but also the beginning of that idea.
All right, I was trying to pause to say this, right? It's mighty funny that he said this Italian linguist who was trying to put the shit together in the 1920s and shit, right? But this was around the same time that Selicato banished all
Damn, this look like Michelle Gibson. Do this look like Michelle Gibson, the way he got that bang sitting on the front of his forehead? Don't this look like Michelle Gibson? Shout out to Michelle Gibson. Yeah, he got that little bang sitting on the side of his motherfucking scalp. That shit funny.
Books about these new Indians they showing being actually from Asia. He banned those books and had them taken out of the educational system around this same time this Italian linguist was trying to put this connection together. But let's keep going.
More about the history of people studying Ket, I found out that I was not the first person to come up with this possible connection. There's an Italian linguist in the 1920s named Alfredo Trombetti, who tried to find deep connections between languages of the world. His research is not really credited with any success today. One of the things that he did say is that the Ket language of Siberia seems to be somehow connected, related to the languages of the Tlingit and the Dene, or Athabascan as they were called at that time, people. So he was really the first one.
So let's stop right there, right? Because just pay attention to what he's saying, right? Now you got these linguistics, people who study these languages in fields all over the world, right? Who have already studied the languages of these people in the Siberian region, you know, and all that. As soon as they hear Native American language, they instantly see the resemblance without even putting in the research. Matter of fact, listening to them talk is what made them start doing the research. And we're going to also get into how the Nadale languages is actually a mixture of a lot of languages as well, which show the diverse of these people for as well, because someone told me they are a diverse group of people. You're right, but a lot of their languages is hidden with the mixture of so many other languages, and when you start getting down to key words, you start finding a pattern of where you find this shit at, and it usually turns out to be somewhat in the northern regions between Western Europe and to the Eastern Pacific board of motherfucking Asia. You feel me? But we're gonna keep going.
One to come up with what now we call the Dene-Yeniseian hypothesis. And there were other linguists also who tried to connect the Kets with Native American people. Merritt Rulin wrote a paper about it in 1998, where he had cognate sets that looked at some lexical similarities between these languages. So my interest in this idea that the Yeniseian languages are connected to the one Native American family, the Na-Dene family, it came to me individually in the very early 1990s as I was studying Ket published materials, and it reminded me of what I had seen in Native American languages from that Na-Dene family. And then later I found out that Trombetti had already made this idea, and also Merritt Rulin I met, who had also had this idea independent of me as well. So that's where the Na-Dene linguistic hypothesis comes from. But yeah, in order to talk more about that, I would have to also tell you a little bit more about the structure of the Ket language.
Yeah. But what are some similarities, say, between Navajo and the Kets, or like generally the North American?
Yeah, get into the similarities, cuz.
Well, Native American languages in North America, there are dozens and dozens of families that we can't show that they're related to each other. Na-Dene has been proven as a...
Hold on. He said they can't even prove that all the Native Americans are related to each other. Let me take that back real quick. Just listen real close.
Yeah, y'all need to listen to this real close. Pay attention. Pay attention, y'all. Drop a fire emoji in the chat if y'all enjoying this build. Drop a fire emoji in the building if you're enjoying this build. Shout out to my brother 111 Truth Searcher, man. He came with some heat on this, man. He did his thing.
To what he said, because he's talking about the Native American tribes, right? Not the connection between the Native Americans and the Asian people. He talks strictly about the Native American tribes. Now, pay attention.
Like generally the North American languages.
Well, Native American languages.
Now, I'm going to say pay attention because, listen, this is very critical to our conversation. When we say these people are Asian descent, we're not saying it because we're just trying to be funny. We're being literal with this. Shout out to Hampton McNeil for the Cash App donation. Shout out to Hampton McNeil for the Cash App donation. We appreciate the support. Shout out to Hampton McNeil, y'all. Make sure y'all support the channel as well. Make sure y'all support the channel. Thumb up the video and share the live stream. Cash App and PayPal information at the bottom of the screen.
Attention.
Like generally the North American languages.
Well, Native American languages in North America, there are dozens and dozens of families that we can't show that they're related to each other. Now, Dene has been proven as a family. Tlingit, Eyak, and the Dene or Athabascan languages, everyone now agrees that they are related to each other and that they can't be related.
What did he say? Hold on, let's take that back. They are? Let's listen.
Tlingit, Eyak, and the Dene.
Let's start
in North America, there are dozens and dozens of families that we can't show that they're related to each other. Now, Dene has been proven as a family. Tlingit, Eyak, and the Dene or Athabascan languages, everyone now agrees that they are related to each other and that they can't be related to any other families in the Americas, in North America.
Whoa.
The idea that they're related to...
They can't be related to any other languages in Americas because the niggas in America is not the same as these Asians. The niggas still here.
We're still here.
So we don't know what the fuck they talking about. Facts. Let's continue.
That are related to each other and that they can't be related to any other families in the Americas, in North America. The idea that they're related to cat, which is part of a larger family called Yenisei, and the other members of which have died out already in the 1700s or 1800s. A very closely related language called Yuch died out only in the 1970s, maybe in the early 80s.
Hold on, let's take that back because it's a tribe in North America that sounds exactly. Now he said something about the Ute tribe, right? Now you also got a tribe in Utah. They call themselves the Ute. So let's just listen
to cat, which is
because when he said the Ute, he was speaking about an Asian, but it's funny that it's a tribe that call themselves similar to that that's located in the Utah area. And they would be part of this Na-Dene tribe.
Larger family called Yenisei, and the other members of which have died out already in the 1700s or 1800s. A very closely related language called Yuch died out only in the 1970s, maybe in the early 80s. These languages were recorded, so Ket is part of what's called the Yeniseian language family because of the river where the people live. The key thing that really struck me is the way that the verbs are structured in these languages. And the verbs in all Northern Asian languages have suffixes on them, like they do in English. You want to make, or in Norwegian, I think, you want to make a past tense, you put something on the end of the verb. And this is how Finnish is structured as well, Hungarian, Turkic languages, Mongolian language. But in Ket, you put everything on as prefixes. You put it at the beginning. And there's strings of 7 or 8 prefixes, and then you finally get to the verb root at the end. The languages of the Na-Dene people have the same kind of structure.
So it's kind of the opposite of what you see around in Turkish and the Finnic languages.
Hold on, listen to what he said though. Listen to what he said though.
Put it at the beginning. and there's strings of 7 or 8 prefixes, and then you finally get to the verb root at the end. The languages of the Na-Dene people have the same kind of structure.
So it's kind of the opposite of what you see around in Turkish and the Finnic languages.
The whole North Asia, and North Asia, exact opposite of how Ket is. So it's really, Ket is obviously a different thing.
Mm.
And in North America, there's much more diversity of how the structures of languages are. But the particular way that those prefixes and the root is structured in Ket, Yeniseian, it's very, very similar.
You're right, OG. Because there's things about you that just never die out. It's always in you. Let's keep on.
To the Na-Dene languages, to Tlingit Navajo, what I noticed first. And so I worked a lot on trying to figure out how the Ket verb is structured and how it historically developed. And that led me even more parallels with the Na-Dene languages. So that was the key thing. And it's been harder to find systematic correspondence.
All right. We can stop there. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it, man. What's up, man?
Shout out to everybody in the building, man. Shout out to everybody in the building. I want everybody to thumb up the video, support the channel, hit the like button, thumb up the video, support the channel. Thumb up the video and support the channel. Pop Reed, check your email. Pop Reed, check your email. Wilmore Reed, check your email.
All right. Now let's talk about the Dene Yemenese language, which they showing you the connection right there. Oh shit, what the fuck? Bro ain't no motherfucking moderator? Oh, they tripping. I thought bro been a motherfucking moderator. Man, but yeah, let's get to this shit, right? So we know the Na-Dene and the Yemenese. Yemenese is the name for the river where it's at, and then they got a bunch of languages that follow up under it. But they're already showing you the connection right there. We're putting it together. All right. The Dene Yemenese hypothesis proposed a genetic relationship between the Na-Dene languages of North America and the Yemenese language of Central Siberia. Edward J. Vada of Western Washington University developed this hypothesis.
Now listen, this is a hypothesis, and now we're gonna get into this here in just a second. I want everybody to hit the like button. I want y'all to follow the trail of tents. This is showing you that these people are European and Asian descent by cultural practices and linguistic evidence. All right. Shout out to Pop Reed and shout out to Arthur Livingston for supporting the $2 Cash App donations. We appreciate y'all, man. Shout out to Arthur Livingston and Wilmore Reed. We really appreciate all the support. Make sure y'all support the channel. Shout out to everybody in the building. And if y'all can see and hear everything loud and clear, can I get y'all to drop a fire emoji in the chat and to thumb up the video? All right. Drop a fire emoji. Thumb up the video. If you're enjoying the live stream, support the channel, man. Appreciate everybody for tapping in. We just getting started.
For the river where it's at, and then they got a bunch of languages that follow up under it. But they're already showing you the connection right there. We're putting it together. All right. The Dene Yemenese hypothesis proposed a genetic relationship between the Na-Dene languages of North America and the Yemenese language of Central Siberia. Edward J. Vada of Western Washington University developed this hypothesis between 2006 and 2010. In contrast to previous proposal that linked Na-Dene with languages of the Old World. Valene researchers based on the identification of systematic parallels between Proto-Na-Dene and Yemenese language, a comparison made possible by recent advances in the historical reconstruction of the Na-Dene language. They put abbreviations. It's still saying the Dene and Yemenese hypothesis was publicly examined at a February 2008 symposium in Fairbank and Anchorage, and was favorably received by a number of prominent experts in the Nada-Lay language and in historic linguistics. So it went before peer review, and it was received with open arms. All right. The Dene Yenanese Journal, republished as a book. Oh, they just saying that it's available. The current issue, Volume 5, new series of the anthropological papers of the University of Alaska, is titled The Dene Yenanese Connection. It has been republished as a soft cover book with corrections by the Alaskan Native Language Center. So they letting you know that these people went over it and made the corrections that needed to be made. This 369-page APUA volume contains 18 papers from February 26th through the 29th, 2008 in Alaska, plus several contributed papers. The editors are James Corey and Ben Potter. The 67-page lead article by Edward presents extensive evidence for Dene and Yenanese. Accompanying its papers are primary data on non-Dene historical phonology by Jeff Lear, along with critics by several linguistic specialists and articles on a range of topics. And these are the topics: archaeology, prehistory, ethnogeography, genetics, kinship, and folklore. So by experts in these fields. So we dealing with the experts. Not with what no nigga want to pop up and tell me what the fuck he think. Now look, the original, they tell you in quotation, the original is no longer available. They got a revised version. But here is a more recent article past that in 2013. You feel me? All right. Vahada presents evidence for an ancient Yenanese possession connector prefix possible that appears in idiosyncrats ways in Dene, Eyak, Talink, and Yenanese nouns, postpositions, directional, and demonstratives. He also suggests one new lexical cognate, pa, directional, and this is how you pronounce it. It means ahead, out on open water, and Yenanese roots is open space. In terms of this section within Vahada 2010 paper, this 2013 article can be read as an addition, which ends on page 63. So now let's see what they said in 2012. All right. During the workshop, he presented a public lecture, The People of Americas, the Dene Yenanese Connection. This is the abstract from this connection. Data from archaeology, human genetics, linguistics are providing a clearer understanding of how the American continent was first colonized by people from Siberia and Asia's Pacific Rim. So you're not original, and you damn sure not indigenous to this landmass. And y'all agree to this shit. Archaeological remains, along with patterns in the distribution of human DNA, reveal much about
L Money. Man, get your weak ass out of here, man. Your ass lame as hell. Talking about somebody, man, nigga, get your hating ass out of here. Your ass probably still think your ass got drug on the motherfucking boat, nigga. Link in the chat if you feeling froggy.
About the first people of America. Historical comparative language studies can add a third perspective. While most language spoken in North Asia today were brought northward by pastoral people relatively recent and show no connection to those spoken in the Americas, the Cat language spoken by a small group of forest hunters in the Yenanese rivers area of central Siberia is related to North American Tingit, Eyak, and Athabascan language, a family called Na-Dene. Now, which was the largest which was the largest tribe of the Na-Dene speakers? The Navajo. So let's keep going. It's crazy. Na-Dene, Navajo. Hey, look, bro. Somebody got to go. Let's keep it real. Evidence includes systematic correspondence in consonants, vowels, tones, as well as parable verb structure. The presentation discussed the rule of linguistics, field work, and uncovering this link, and emphasized what the comparison adds to our understanding of prehistoric migrations across the Strait region. So they're still trying to prove this Bering Strait migration, but they don't have no evidence of the transcontinental crossing. Like I keep telling people, they know they from up over there, but the real reason is they can't prove the migration, because the migration is a much recent migration. Like I say, I believe in two migrations. The last one was a more recent one that populated North America, South America, and Central America. Now, the one that populated up in the subarctic region was the older motherfucking migration, but I think it's more recent than what they're trying to go back to, because in the Vikings literature, and I keep telling y'all got to get into that Viking literature, they speak of two distinct group of peoples, the indigenous people and the Inuits. So it showed that these Inuits was here when the Vikings came. So they did come before this recent migration, right? But in their literature, they said that the indigenous people didn't allow the Inuits to come down, because the term Inuit really stood for, to them, as the flesh eaters, which would let you know they was cannibalistic. And also in the murals that the Aztec drew, you see them holding one of them bitches by their head. And even though it's not dated back to BC times, I think it's dated back to like 800 AD, somewhere between 800 AD and 1200 AD, which would basically be the 800s or the 1200s, that show you that our people did come in contact with them. They was fucking them up. And it probably was right before the Vikings came and shit. But there's also some hypothesis about the Chinese coming with Xing. He was a great military general for the Chinese, and he had a massive shipping armada and shit. So there are hypotheses about that, but no evidence has been presented yet to back that up. But that is a hypothesis. But I won't deal with that until some evidence pop up. But we do know, you feel me, about the more recent migration. So we can get up out of that, and then I'm gonna drop this, and then we're gonna do this. So what's up, man? What y'all thinking? Are y'all walking with me? Y'all walking with me? Because I was about to smoke. I put this out because I knew sometimes I get lost in thoughts and shit, and I scramble all over the place. I want to walk it. You feel me? We going to walk it, right? Now, Washington University professor. Oh, no, this is his into this N9. We're going to get, feel me? But don't about an ounce of four different. I'm my motherfucking arm. This the victory lap. I'm holding on to this motherfucker. This got about an ounce of four different.
That nigga waking and baking, goddamn. That motherfucker is about as long as his forearm, boy. Pass that goddamn blunt over here. Sir, pass me that blunt.
Long as my motherfucking arm. This the victory lap. I'm holding on to this motherfucker. This bitch got about an ounce of four different types of motherfucking weed in this bitch with a little bit of crumble inside. That's the victory lap one. I'm not gonna smoke that until we get a full victory lap and we start making these niggas.
There's more.
She has to. So we gonna hear what this this white lady got to say about this person. Let's see what she says about him, and it's from. Let's see what she has to say. Let's listen to his credentials.
And there's more. Folklore and culture and Eurasian nomadic peoples. He's a living dictionary and a living encyclopedia, and I can attest to that. Because
what you call him? He's a living what? Let's listen to that again. What you call him, sweetheart? What you call him, Mary Poppins? Let's hear what Mary Poppins called them again. What was that? Let's listen to Mary Poppins. Mary Poppins knows what she talking about.
nomadic peoples. He's a living dictionary and a living encyclopedia, and I can attest to that because I've known Ed since I.
She can attest that he's a living dictionary and a living encyclopedia, which lets you know this motherfucker is heavy versed in this field, and he know what the fuck he doing. Let's keep going.
First arrived at Western in 2002, and he never ceases to amaze me. His research focuses on the languages of Northern Asia, and includes original fieldwork with Ket, a severely endangered language spoken today only by a few dozen elders in the remote Yenisei River basin. And that's going to be the focus of his talk today. From 2005 to 2015, he was affiliated with the linguistics department of Max Planck Institute for Evolutionary Anthropology in Leipzig, Germany, where he proposed evidence that Ket is related.
All right, so y'all heard what his credentials is, right? He's a linguist and an anthropologist. Let's keep it going.
To the Nadine languages of North America, the first widely accepted linguistic link between an old world and a.
So not only is he's a motherfucking he's a top in his field, but this recent lecture in 2019 say that he has the only widely accepted research on this shit because he is known in this field. Let's listen to that part again. Let's go.
Evidence that Ket is related to the Nadine languages of North America, the first widely accepted linguistic link between an old world and a new world language family. This research has brought Dr. Vita's work to the attention of national news outlets such as the New York Times, as well as such well-recognized scientific publications as Nature. He is also one.
So damn, we dealing with a real scholar work right here. So I don't want to hear no motherfucker coming to me talking about some woo wop the bam, man, did he go for peer review? Yeah, he went for peer review, and he has the only widely accepted, not only by the scholar field, but all the institutions that publish this type of shit. So let's keep it G. Like I told you, we gonna hit these bitches on all front. Culture, you feel me? Culture, the eye test, migration, and because of some shit that a nigga said on my channel the other day, now we gonna bang their ass on the language and shit, man. Let me get in the chat real quick, man. Shout out to Dawool, Indigenous Aboriginal. My brother Aboriginal TV done locked in with us and shit, man. Salute to the gods, man. Bud Wizard, Guy Johnson, Nikki C, T Davis, Teo Brown, Cat.
Received both the Western Washington University's Excellence of Teaching Award, which he received in 1992.
All right, we know this nigga got credentials. Let's get to this shit.
Ulscombe District.
Largest forest in the world stretches across most of northern Asia, and it's called the Siberian Taiga. It's estimated that 1 out of every 4 trees on Earth is located there. It's the lungs of the planet, even more so than the Amazon.
Look at the title. Professional of Modern and Classic Languages. Let's go.
And inside of this enormous forest are some of the world's largest rivers. Right in the center is the Yenisei River that flows for thousands of miles from the interior of inner Asia to the Arctic. And along the middle reaches of the Yenisei are some of the most beautiful and unspoiled and unpopulated areas of the entire world. The people.
What that look like, my G? What do that look like, people? What do you see? Hey, yeah. Hey, yeah. Hawa. That bullshit out of here, nigga. Let's go.
Who call this area their native home are called the Ket people. Ket means person, human being. Jeng in this language means the people, the tribe, the group of people. They are unusual in Asia. They're the last hunter-gatherers, and they nomadized without any settlement until they were forced in the Stalin era to live in Russian-style villages. And this area where they live is...
Let's skip a little bit. So I want to get to
the
it.
language, all elderly. One of the best speakers you see here.
I want y'all to get some.
Again.
Now, I just wanted y'all to get some of these visuals at the beginning, and then I'm gonna go straight to the motherfucking meat of the bone and shit. After y'all get these little couple of visuals and shit, because right now at the beginning they mostly just talking about the cat people, and then I'm just going to skip to the connection part. But let's get a couple of these visuals in. It ain't gonna take longer than 45 seconds.
The cat people are inexorably connected with this Yenisei River that is in the middle of the taiga, and most of them live in Russian-style villages on the river or on the tributaries that go into the river. Their lifestyle is recorded.
Boy, don't this shit look familiar right here, my G? Don't this shit look familiar, my G? Look at that. Look at that. Look. Let's keep going.
By Findeisen and by Nuchin about a century ago, started with riverside living in the summertime. And in the wintertime, the cats broke up into family groups, moved inland.
Hold on one second. I got to show y'all something because I forgot to point that out. Right?
Wandered in a.
I want y'all to see something, right? Look at this, what this say right here. Young cat mother cooking dog food at the Yenisei River. Dog food. Oh my God. And you at the river where they got fish at, man, lady, what the fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck is wrong with you? You can't catch no fish. You gonna cook the dog? The motherfucking dog? Man, let's keep going, man.
Family groups moved inland.
What the fuck do this look like? This is why I have to get y'all these visuals, man. What does it look like? What does it look like? Because these not Native Americans, but boy, shit, if we ain't have these quotations up here, nigga, and look what it say, inside a cat winter teepee. Teepee. And this is the actual picture at the Berlin Museum.
And each cat family group wandered in a particular part of the upland forest for their game with, and that's
one more visual,
which is different.
Remind you of something, boy? Hey man, don't this remind you of a sweat lodge? That shit they be doing with motherfuckers and shit. Come on, man. Come on,
as
man.
you can imagine. And they hunted also like the cats, but they had this extra insurance of domestic reindeer that they could eat if they Siberia had. And then they got
man. Now what is meet and greet shit at? Let me get to that. I think it started getting
of where cat people lived before the Russian fur tax collectors got to this area. And the student of Dulzon, who had been exiled as a Volga German, when he was just 6 years old, he wound up also carrying on this tradition, Heinrich Werner, Heinrich Kasparich Werner in Russian, and spent his whole life until the Soviet Union collapsed. He emigrated to Germany. But he discovered something that nobody else had discovered in the 1970s, that the cat language seemed to have tones. You could have the same word with the same consonants and vowels, and it meant something different if you rose the tone or lowered the tone, like Chinese. No other language in Northern Asia had such a feature. So other linguists didn't agree with him, but so few linguists had visited the cats. No one from North America had ever visited the cat, the linguist at any rate, that it was not clear. During the 1980s, when things started loosening up, the Russianization of the minorities started to loosen up.
Hold on, family. Look, man, we got 130 people in the building, man. It's free to hit the like button. And if you don't want to hit the like button and you're a hater, hit the thumbs down button too. Just at least let me know you up in here. Whether you gonna hit that motherfucker up or down, let's hit that like button, fam. Let's go.
And the Russian government allowed textbooks to be written. And Heinrich Werner was the one who authored these textbooks in collaboration with native speakers of cat. Here's one of the cat textbooks, and they started to try to teach cat language in the cat schools, that same one where the cat language was killed by the Russianization program I showed you earlier. But it was already too late. Not only did the kids not hardly know any cat, their parents didn't know, and even sometimes their grandparents didn't know cat.
And the area was very economically depressed, and there wasn't a community to support this. And so the Ket language lessons really didn't very much get off the ground. It was learning.
Okay, my bad. It started right here. My bad. It started right here.
And 3 unresolved questions really caught my interest in the early 1990s. Does the cat really have tones? Could that be? And what are they? How do they work? And how does the verb system work? It's not possible that every verb in a language could be irregular. Children couldn't possibly learn it. There has to be a system. And finally, if no language in Northern Asia is related to Ket, could there be a language somewhere else that's related to Ket? That was a really interesting question as well. There had been numerous attempts to link Ket with languages all across the world. Basque, Sumerian, languages of the Caucasus, a language in northern India called Burushaski, Chinese, and then finally one Native American language family called Na-Dene that contains Tlingit and Navajo and about 30 other languages. One linguist in the early 20th century, Italian linguist Alfredo Trombetti, had noticed that the Navajo word, an Athabascan word for people, was Dene, and the Ket word for people is Ding. And
now look, right?
That was evidence.
Now, pay game, right? These people call their language Na-Dene. Their name for people is Dene. The name for the Yemenese people is Dene, but just spelled different with a hypothesis on it. Let's keep going.
That they were related, and that was his entire evidence. So nobody believed that, but it was intriguing. So when I started studying Ket, I had already studied Navajo language, and I'd studied Tlingit some as well. I really started noticing parallels that I thought must be a coincidence, but I kept noticing more and more. So I got very interested in that.
All right, one more before you go. Once again, fair use only for educational purposes only.
And finally, the first professional leave that I was able to get from Western, thank you, Western, I was able to actually go to.
Mind you, they call themselves the cat people. The cat folk. You know, that's what we call them, because that's what the fuck they was eating. All our little kitty cats. You them little savages, them little things coming over here. Oh, what is this? They cooking up our little kitty cats? No, them the cat people.
At first Germany, I met Heinrich Werner, the author of the language textbooks and the discoverer of the tones. And I also met a native speaker of Ket. I think I was the first English-speaking linguist to meet a native speaker ever of Ket, who was visiting him in Germany. He was doing some research. She's a speaker of.
Hello, hey, shout out to Rosalind in the building. Yeah, not today, not today. Let's keep going. I like that one.
Central Ket. And we all did a lot of work together, got to be friends. Then I went on further, and I spent the winter in Siberia. And I was the first linguist to be able to work in Tomsk, in Andres Duzon's library that had immense amount of Ket language material. I was not able to go up to where the Ket people lived, even though it was close. It was only 1,500 miles away, but I couldn't get there. There's no way to get there at that time. It was 40 degrees every day, below zero in this city. It was a difficult living situation for me, but a wonderful exposure to the scholars who had, and also the material that they'd collected in the last 30 years. And Siberia is a place where everyone is really tough and everyone is rugged and everyone is healthy because everyone else is already dead. But I was not so rugged. And it was really difficult for me to make a survival of this winter. One time when I was asleep, the heat failed in the building where I was living, and I woke up with this horrible earache. And it was because my ear was literally freezing, the ear that wasn't on the pillow. And I had to completely get in, clothes. And I wound up sleeping on the floor of the library, the Ket library in the institute for a few days until the heat got fixed. But I survived. And that was the most important thing. And really, I found out that Siberia was not only cold. Well, first of all, you might think, oh, global warming might be really good for Siberia. But it's not. It's really bad, not just for Siberia, but for the whole world, because diseases are gradually moving north that couldn't survive before. And there are ticks that live in southernmost Siberia, and they never made it up to the Ket areas because it was too cold. And 2 years ago, they did. and those ticks that have encephalitis. And also there are bark beetles and other things. And the melting of the permafrost causes some forests to die because of waterlogged soil during the springtime. So there are all sorts of problems, even for Siberians in Siberia, for even a few degrees warmer. But Siberia, I found out, was not only cold, it was cool. And I decided I wanted to go back. And so I decided I needed to get into shape. And so I created my own personal Eurasian fitness program. 3 things: eat in moderation, because if you get used to eating a lot, you're not going to be able to do that all the time, and get accustomed to majorly sharp changes in temperature. And so I gradually got used to taking cool showers, cold showers, freezing, icy showers, going from really hot to really cold, and actually enjoying it and getting really used to that. And since I've done that, I've never got a cold again. And I tell people, if you take a cold shower every morning, you'll be very healthy, and you won't get 2 colds a year like you do. And they tell me I would rather have the colds. Then finally, I devised an intense exercise program. So, you know,
Come on, man,
we
want to hear about that shit, man. Get to this shit,
you
man.
got to be in shape. It can't knock your immune system off. And so I took the Royal Canadian Air Force.
My bad.
To that first professional leave after all of this work I did in Siberia, trying to meet every single living person who had ever studied the cats, and I did practically. I wrote a book about all of the previous research that had been done on this family and on these people. I had amassed an entire library.
Hey, man, make sure y'all show my brother 111 True Searcher some love in the chat, man. He went in on this video. It's a classic, and it's very informational, and it shows the connection between Europeans and Asians and Native Americans by cultural practices and linguistic evidence. So shout out to my brother 111 True Searcher for putting out this information once again. Y'all show him some love. Shout out to Robert for the cash out donation. He said, damn, it feel good to be Aborigine on this Saturday. Shout out to my brother Robert. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Damn, it feel good to be Aborigine. Man, shout out to everybody in the building. If I can get y'all to share the live stream, hey, we got 290 in here. We can get at least all y'all to share the live stream twice. We can get like 400 people in this chat. We need 400. We need everybody in here getting this good information. Shout out to Sister Betty for the cash out donation. Shout out to Sister Betty for the cash out donation. Make sure y'all show some love to Sister Betty in the chat for supporting the channel as well. So let's get it, man. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Of just about everything that was available, and I have the best cat library in my house, in my first floor of my house today. So that's how I started my study of cat. And I'd only met one cat person so far when I did that. Into southern Siberia, it took them a month and a half to get from the cat village to where I was in southern Siberia. But we spent a month and a half intensively working on cat language. And I learned how to speak it thanks to them during this period of time. And while I was there, I had to also teach linguistic courses in the university, and they gave me free room and board and allowed me to use the laboratory there. And that's why I'm dressed in this ridiculous way here. When you do field work, you're usually not having a tie on. Okay, so this was wonderful. I got a huge amount of language data from these fantastic native speakers, who I'll tell you more about. And Max Planck even brought one of the native speakers to Germany. And she worked intensively with not only me, but some of my colleagues who were interested in Siberia. Fairly well made sense at that time. My colleague and friend Stefan Georg published a descriptive grammar also using the same system I'd worked out for the verb, but his grammar frankly is better than mine. It's bigger and better. Data I had gained and the comparative material and friend Stefan Georg published a descriptive grammar also, bigger and better. So that's the best grammar so far of cat, the descriptive grammar by Stefan. This is a littler one there. But these were new descriptions that got people to see the language all across the world that hadn't had access to it from those earlier books. And so in 2008, I presented preliminary evidence using what data I had gained and the comparative material from Na-Dene languages, Tlingit, Athabascan, and including Navajo, that Yeniseian was indeed, there's evidence that it's related to this one particular Native American language family, not to any of the others, just to this one. And that was in February 2008. Na-Dene family itself had not been entirely proven to be valid.
Now, my brothers, reservation, off limits, reservations. We got to remember the whole Southeast Section is not made a reservation, so these maps is these markings is pretty much where the actual reservations is at. But these languages are spoken among the Mongoloid ones. That's why you have such a mixture of languages among Native American tribes, because you got to remember the East and the Western ones don't look alike. Where they look like niggas or where they look like white folks, they don't look like these folks. But let's keep going.
Because some people thought Haida language was related to it. Now, almost all linguists agree that Haida is completely unrelated. It's an isolate. But Tlingit, all linguists now agree that it is fully related. So this is a language family, an old language family. No one knows exactly how old at this time.
They try to tell you that these people came over here 12 to 15,000 years ago, right? But they haven't been able to prove the migration. So it's all based on speculation of tools they found in New Mexico. But their language is only from 4,500 years ago. So pay attention. Like I say, even this migration is more modern than what we think. Now, it ain't the migration of this one, because this one is much more recent. But this one is older than this one. But it's much more recent than what we think. And it's a reason why they up here, because the people wouldn't let them south of here. These people came by way of water to get to the south. But how did they come 12 to 15,000 years ago with a language that's only 4,500 years old? So that's why I say you got to watch what the fuck they say. They're going to tell you everything you need to know to put this puzzle together. For shit show, I got you. Let's roll.
Because we can't gauge how old language family is by just linguistic data, because language changes faster or slower. We don't have a carbon dating for language. That's one of the many things linguists just can't do. So this language family was accepted when I put the Na-Dene material out with the Yeniseian. Not all linguists accepted Dene Yeniseian, but all linguists at least accepted Na-Dene as a proven family at that time in this configuration.
So all linguists accept that. Now watch this, family. They telling us that the language is only 4,500 years old, but now they want to get us a motherfucking date of a migration that's much older than the language itself is allegedly supposed to be. This that bullshit I'm talking about. This migration never happened. Well, it happened, but not this long ago. It's bullshit. They're going to have to stop playing. Let's go.
So I started working with archaeologists, anthropologists, folklorists, and geneticists, trying to figure out how this language connection could possibly have a parallel in the actual history of migrations, the actual DNA relationships between people that could be measured in modern populations. And this is something I continued for the past 10 years. And Max Planck was able to sponsor an actual expedition where I could go not only to southern Siberia, where I had been already several times, but all the way up to the place where the Cat people live. And that happened in that same year, 2008. And that was not on a sabbatical. I had to teach my summer school, and the next day I got on the trip, and I came back the day before I had to teach fall. Okay, and so this was this crazy trip that was on something like 6 planes, 3 trains, including the Trans-Siberian Railroad, and finally a 4.5-hour helicopter ride to actually get to where the Cat people live. And this is at the railway station. I met my colleague who also worked at Max Planck, who was a Russian who was born in Siberia and was studying Cat. He's studying the syntax of the language. I studied the words and the phonology and the history of the language. So he and I were the linguistic core of this expedition, and he helped rent the helicopter and so forth like that. So this helicopter brought us to the Cat areas, but the helicopter only goes to those villages once a week for half an hour. And so all the supplies that the village of 342 people need, or maybe they don't need, is stuffed in that helicopter along with passengers. And so the helicopter was over full and it would not get off the ground. And so about 3 feet. And so that was my first brush with death on that expedition. And flying on the helicopter, most of hundreds of square miles of central Siberia look like this. There's nothing there except for swamps and trees and mosquitoes. There, you see the haze of mosquitoes in some of these photographs. And the village where the largest surviving number of cat speakers was written so much about. But when we were in the cat villages, we didn't find much about shamanism. We found that every cat family had preserved these spirit images that were carved from the living pinyon pine wood of trees growing in this area of Siberia. People could eat the nuts of these trees. And every family had them and passed it on to the youngest son. Eldest son had to carve a new set for himself. These guarded the family. They protected. You could curse people with them. You could ask questions of the future with them. There's stories and stories about the Allahs. But this has survived even into the 21st century. But shamanism did not survive. The last practicing Soviet.
What you see? What you see? What the fuck do you see? Now, the reason why it did survive in this area, you know, he kind of explained in the first video. In the first, well, go back and watch this video. I'm gonna drop the link. You know, when Stalin was conquering all of Siberia and shit, you feel me? People weren't allowed to practice, and that's the reason why.
I'm not gonna play all of this video. If you want to watch all of this video, you can go check it out on my brother 1111 Truth Searchers channel. Link to his channel is in the description box below. So make sure y'all go check that out. Link to this video and to his channel is in the description box below. Make sure y'all go subscribe to them brothers, to that brother channel. Definitely got some good information over there. Hey man, this is the part where y'all come on in, man. Y'all, this is the open panel part. I want to see what y'all got to say. We're gonna get to some more of this. We're gonna be chopping it up, man. We're gonna be on the Trail of Tents for a couple of days, man. You understand me? We on the Trail of Tents for a couple of days, man. Shout out to my brother 111 Truth Searcher on this motherfucker, man. What's going on with it, gang?
What's good, bro?
Classic information.
You ain't even get.
I know. I know I did. They gotta get to it. They gotta go to your channel and catch it, man. The link is in the description box to 111 Truth Searcher channel and to the video. Make sure y'all go check that out. Enjoy the build. Cause we're gonna be breaking down some more. We got a lot more videos to get into. And like I said, I'm not gonna be playing all of them. That's just for educational purposes and maintaining the integrity of 111 Truth channel. So we want to make sure we get the views over there, make sure we get the content cracking over there. So make sure y'all go subscribe and check out the video. If y'all like the video that y'all was listening to, link is in the description box below. Go check that out. Hey, we got Hawk School on here. What's going on?
Yo, peace to the tribes. Peace.
Hawk School.
Yeah, you did that, bro. You did that. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, you ain't seen. Hey, he get into a whole nother bag in like 20 minutes from where I paused from. So make sure y'all go check out that video. That's a class, and it's a 4-part series. I just played the third one. I'm about to get to the second one tomorrow. I'm just gonna be mixing them around. You know what I'm saying? So y'all just check in. I got some shit for y'all tomorrow, man.
Hey, shout out to Lex for pissing me off that day, though. You remember what it started from, bro? That nigga Lex pissed me off, and I was like, oh, yeah? All right, watch this. And that nigga disappeared for like a month.
Well, you know, that reminds me of the quote, brother, that says you need resistance in order to fly.
That's true.
Oh, that was hard right there. Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, that's definitely hard. That's hard. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. Drop a fire emoji, man. So yeah, man, the linguistic evidence of the Dene language in the cat people it only resides in what we call plain Indians today. These are the plain Indians. These are the ones that you will call Mongoloid, if you will. And it's not ironic that we look at them with observation and see an Asian phenotype. We see an Asian look and then cultural practices of the Asian. And not only that, we find that they have linguistic evidence connected to the Asians. So yeah, man, this was a dope ass bill, man. No bullshit.
Man, it's getting to the point where we covering every motherfucking science that has to do with proving our point, man. Like, this shit is just irrefutable, man. Long live the Republic of Atlantis.
Shout out to everybody in the building, man. Drop a fire emoji. If you're watching this and listening to my voice now, hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button, man. We got Alabama and we got Tehran Ling Ling on this motherfucker.
I'm not
Bum diggity bum bum diggity bum bum de bum. 111 truth.
What's up, Alabama? What's up, big bro?
Don't that tie back into Turtle Boys pride, bro? Don't your information ties back into the Lenny Lenape Turtle Boys tribe where he was out here saying that?
You took that right out of my mouth, brother.
Yep.
Two Hawks. I'm not gonna confuse with the Hawk School.
No,
two Hawks.
That's zero.
Turtle gang.
Zero Hawks.
Turtle Boy and 2 pigeons.
No Hawks.
Y'all funny as hell. Say two no Hawks.
Did you say no Hawk or Mohawk?
Called no Hawk, man. If you ain't graduated from Hawk School, you can't have no Hawks, my nigga.
Thanks for the trail of tents. 111. The play on words. Ain't no tears.
No, not at all, man.
Linguistically, what are the Lenny Lenape?
They not even nodding. They don't even speak that language. So how the fuck they came from Siberia?
But they are are Asian migrants, though. They came down Alaska into Canada and migrated into New York, New Jersey area.
There's no evidence of them coming in through.
Are you talking about where they proving they Delaware? Is that what you're talking about?
Delaware. Yeah, the Lenny Lenape, Delaware. Them niggas walked from Alaska all the way down into Canada and into where we call Massachusetts, New York, and New Jersey. Copper
color grizzly. Man, you got to throw that clip in there, bro. Remember that frozen bitch I tell you with the baby at the tit? Throw that on him, man. Throw that on him when you get a chance.
Yeah, I'm gonna have Hawk School hook that up. Well, what that's from the American Guys, right?
Bingo. Right. Bingo. Right. They was walking with a goddamn woolly mammoth head. The elephant god. Remember that?
Mm-hmm. Hawk School, he in here. He hear you too. He gonna find that motherfucking clip.
Tribe.
Between that one and now, we dealing with the sorcerers and the so-called magic and the spells, putting us in the fucking hypnotic trance and shit. They had a scene, bro. It's 2 scenes when they only show conflict. And Hawk, thanks again for that quote. I keep trying to say it correctly. They've tried to bury us in the dirt, not realizing we're seeds.
You say it how you want. They get it.
Okay. Did you see the white buffalo shit? You remember that?
Yes,
Copper color grizzly.
I sure did.
Did either one of you pick up on that bullshit? And they made that bastard white. That was some slimy ass shit, man. Mm-hmm. How many times you seen a white fucking bison?
Never. That shit like a unicorn.
So
bisons are always brown.
Yeah, I'm talking out of sequence, but if y'all do get a chance to check out American Gods, the series, there's some really depth to that shit, man.
Hey,
whether it's happenstance or accidental.
That white buffalo represents an end times revelation.
Hey, the crazy thing about the white buffalo clan, right? And I know y'all probably seen that clip on YouTube a few times when they show it's a John Wayne Western where he conversing with some Mongoloid natives, and then this black native pulled up with a mohawk and a gang of niggas ready to be on bullshit, right? And he wasn't feeling it, and then he left off. That was actually the chief of the White Buffalo Clan, the nigga. Just want to throw that out there.
Wait a minute, X8, Dev Hefe, it was Indian Mac that exposed Turtle Gang's own tribal lineage being from Asian origin.
Hey, you know what, bro? To be honest, that's why niggas as we say in the hood, loose lips sink ships. Because it was dumb niggas talking that even led me to find the improved order of the red man, because I heard the nigga talking and they was saying some of their little language. I know the niggas lingo, you know what I'm saying? And I heard the lingo in the nigga talk, and I'm like, I know this nigga ain't talking about here Indian and talking they lingo. And when I look, sure enough, the first motherfucking Freemason ass sellout ass nigga is Tammany. Them
Yep.
motherfucking pale faces worship that nigga, and that's they motherfucking granddaddy. First nigga selling land that didn't belong to him.
You talking about Tammany Hall?
All of that come
Yep.
from the chief. That's the nigga that these
Even them
white folks
5
worship.
civilized tribes, they get that shit from the Tammany order.
Not the Tammany Hall in the teaching that we've been given as these lies of deceit is the first one of the major political scandals of this criminal enterprise.
That's my
And
point.
those are the same individuals that was doing that Tea Party thing. They didn't do it out of like blaming or framing Indians, because people knew it was straight up white folks dressing up like Indians. They only did that shit because they wanted to be rebellious from the society, and they wanted to self-hate and separate from their own European homeland. And it plays into like the origin of like circus clowns, because Europeans only did that to portray themselves as rebellious.
Meaning rising up and not being bent over. You know, the reason why I brought up that clip, whether you guys watched that series or not, I just like the higher level of
Yeah, I
the
watched the whole thing.
technology that they put out. If you remember that scene when she was walking across the frozen tundra with her peoples, being led by this, matriarch, and you got the woolly mammoth head, which we would call a supposed elephant today.
Yeah.
Did you see how she got bum rushed on when they came onto our soil? See, between that and thank you, Copper Color Grizzly, because you did use that clip of the goddamn arrows raining down on these bastards. These are the only 2 times, bro, if you remember in the context of that series, when these Nordic Viking mofo frauds and these Mongoloid hybrids supposedly, and this is them saying, this is their tale. They said they walked the fucking land bridge.
Yep.
But when they came here, did you see that part, Hawk School?
Yes,
they got
sir.
the same bum rush, a hail of arrows. You notice they never showed who them was raining down on these mofos.
Facts.
What did I tell you, Copper Color Grizzly? Abos and arrows, assholes and elbows.
Well,
Keep
shit,
them running.
I got an older bill dealing with the Viking history, and when they came across the people here, it was some people they called the Inuits, which was the flesh eaters. They wasn't allowed to come south of the southern Arctic region of the Americas. If they did, the indigenous people was on their ass.
Were these
Now,
also
hold
in Greenland?
up. You saying the Inuits are the Aleuts, or the so-called Eskimo motherfuckers? In case we don't know what the brother is talking
that was
about.
translation to flesh eaters and shit. That's what the indigenous people called them, and they wouldn't allow them to come south of the southern Arctic region of North America.
They up there eating raw baby seals right now.
Yeah. Sushi.
No,
right now. And what a nigga tell you, boy, that chicken ain't done.
They don't cook it. They just let it sit in well fat.
Yep. Narwhal sushi, goddamn polar bear sushi,
That's what
fucking
they
reindeer sushi.
They eat pickled seal and pickled reindeer and pickled whale fat. Yeah. I see, I'll be dipped in shit if I eat some shit like that. Nigga, I'd rather eat a motherfucker cup of water with a fork. Nigga.
That's why they brought that eating raw buffalo meat from that fucking kit tradition. You don't fucking eat no buffalo meat raw.
Hell no,
But didn't you show that 111? Was that not caribou that you were showing on that clip and shit? Caribou, what motherfuckers call reindeers and shit on the goddamn tents and the teepees that you were showing. In Siberia, isn't that motherfucking caribou?
Yeah, you gotta you just gotta like real shit. And like AP was just telling y'all, if you went 10, 20 more minutes into that video, that shit started getting like haymakers.
Go to-
Like that shit one number jabs. What bro shows you.
I'm telling you,
It's a
so
lot
go
of
to the
haymakers behind them
description box.
jabs.
Y'all want to see the rest? Go to the description box. Click the link. Go to Truth Channel. The video's right there. Y'all can go right into it. Y'all can watch it from the beginning. Pick up where you left off. Listen, lock in. It's a fire ass live stream, y'all. Telling y'all. Listen.
Now, whether we're talking about cannibals or flesh eaters or whatever you're saying, you know, these people can't. I don't know if any of you brothers ever read. It's an old book, Iceman's Inheritance, Michael Bradley.
Yep.
Now, whether
Michael
or not
Bradley
you believe,
was the same individual that wrote that American Indian book with John Henrik Clark doing the title talking about the African presence in the Americas.
So when we're talking about people who culturally come from death, flesh eating, and cannibalism, I mean, come on, man.
Now, cannibalism is I mean, that's just really not my forte. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of good berries and little rodents and shit that I'd rather go for before I start looking at one of y'all black asses. You see what I'm saying? I'm not doing that, man. I'm not about to scoop that low while I'm gonna eat a nigga burger. You know what I'm saying?
But see, Copper, Grizz, that scene I'm telling you about, man, that's what came out of American Gods. I don't know how far deep off you went into it, but whichever clips that you or Hawk School might want to slap it, flip it, rub it down. Oh
Isn't
no!
that same series with Orlando Jones as a Nazi?
Playing a Nazi, the spider god of so-called trickster African mythology.
But that ain't African mythology. That's Aesop fable and American Indian.
You know it, brother.
mythology.
Briar Rabbit, Bugs
but
Bunny,
listen,
all of that shit. But if you saw that scene where he
y'all-
riled up the Negroes to burn the ship to the waterline.
Hey, let's talk about something though. This is a conspiracy, but it could be true. Y'all all could be eating niggas right now. They say that missing people is getting sold to these large food companies like McDonald's.
Yep.
Bruh. This is in the latest news that is 5 to 10% human meat.
Right, and they said
flesh.
Listen, look it up. They said the CDC and the USDA of food also allows a certain amount of rodent and human particles inside of your food product. Regulation. It's part of the regulation. So I'm just saying, y'all could be literally eating the nigga soup or chili out the can. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's Tyrone in that motherfucker. No, seriously. It ain't funny, but I'm trying to make a laughing joke about it. But seriously, though.
But they pushing insect protein. I know you're hip to that.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
they are.
That I drink rice milk.
You drinking the machata.
Yeah, hashata. Yeah, what you know about the hashata? With the little cinnamon and sugar. What you know about
You kicking it with the motherfucker, boy. Equals.
You know them Mexicans.
Not just burger. Pepsi got human meat in that shit. They got fetus meat.
Yeah. So, yeah, man. I ain't listen.
But to show you how they do technology on that one point you just said, AP, they'll say it's accidents on the line, meaning some fingertips and shit, you know. But like that brother just said, do you know the byproduct of Planned Parenthood and all these motherfucking fetuses is the entire industry of age reducing stem cell? That's that cosmetic shit, anti-aging cream. All that shit is almost 100% fetal based. And I use.
Oh, they do vampire facials with actual blood of youths. This shit is a known fact. They got clinics all over America. You could Google it.
That's some sick shit.
Y'all remember the movie called Soylent Green?
Yeah.
Look at that movie way back in the day with Charleston Heston.
Not even that.
Soylent Green is people. Soylent Green is people.
Right.
Yeah, they was feeding it to the people, feeding the people to people.
And
you remember that movie Cloud Atlas where they was serving up them Asian bitches?
Right, I seen that too.
Not only was it in Cloud Atlas, you know the ultimate scene of the Matrix was that baby with a feeding tube that liquefied goddamn
Yep.
corpses and shit. This shit is all, man. It's woven into this
they've
criminal
been doing it.
enterprise.
They've been doing it. It ain't nothing new. It's new to us because we don't know nothing about it. But
That
they've been
blood
doing it.
libel shit.
Yeah. You know, they need it. They need us. They need our bloodline. They need to be around us. That's the only way they can exist. That's why they mixing now. They do more now on TV and advertising about mixing white and black. You understand me? They need us or they won't exist too long. So they own this blood thing. They've been on it for a long time. We just learning about what they've been doing. You understand what I'm saying? So we just got to open our eyes because the movies tell it all. They've been doing it before they put it in the movies. They experiment before they put it in the movies. My grandfather used to tell me all kinds of stories. He said you couldn't even walk by yourself back in the day because they're snatching and do all kinds of things to you. So they still doing it now, but they're doing it legally, and they're killing a lot of our babies. And this is what Planned Parenthood and all this other stuff is about. You understand me? This is how they invest in Planned Parenthood. They want that baby. They want those fetuses and things of that nature. And this is what it's all about, you know? So, yeah, just speaking in a little bit. God bless the gods in here.
And don't forget the placentas too. So they don't have to have an abortion. They want to collect, especially of these teenage mothers, the 75% out of wedlock births. You know, remember that we joked about some things even when we were ignorant doing it. We was hollering at the white man Tarzan, one white bastard running through the jungle. Then what do you see in every King Kong movie?
A white
The
woman.
blonde white bitch being put up for a sacrifice, right?
Yep.
And that old black Captain Save-A-Ho gonna roll in and save her from the white cannibals. But we're the ones being
The white
reported.
cannibals was tired of feeding their own people to that ape, but they had decided to get that white bitch to serve up to the ape.
Hey, listen, what about the King Kong version with the white girl? Somebody explain that scenario, man. I guess they relating us to
Do you
Kong,
know
huh?
LeBron James did a cover?
Remember that scene in Glorious Bastards with what's his name? The guy that played Magneto. They was over there playing a game of charades, and somebody put on their forehead a sticky note of King Kong, and they was talking about how the transatlantic slave trade is just as fake as King Kong.
You talking about that? You talking about that bar scene in Inglorious Bastards? Yeah. But you know, in answer to your question, I think it was Hawk School that said that you did see the recent photo of LeBron James allowing himself to be used on Sports Illustrated.
Yep. And they made him depicted as King Kong.
Stop.
Damn,
man.
Bab. The tip of that lighter hot than a motherfucker.
What you talking about?
Yeah, they did a photo out with King James in a pose of a picture of King Kong.
Yeah, hell no.
Well, you know, they paying them all that money to do what.
I want to kind of focus in. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead. Who is it?
No, go ahead. Go ahead, big bro.
Yeah, man, because listen, man, this trailer tents thing that we're going to be talking about is we're going to be showing that who these Native Americans is, who they connected to, and how they trying to steal and connect to certain cultures in America. Okay?
Yeah. Bro, you should
Let
put
me
video
AP.
about the Playing Indian book.
Okay, let me put just two quick examples for you in contemporary right in our face. That underhanded bastard, you know, Uncle Jim Crow Joe, put this Deb Haglin bitch who claims she's 35th generation out of New Mexico. And did you see the latest that shut down Sarah Palin with another one of the versions of these motherfuckers that just won that special election this week? They lifting them up, bro.
That's a fact.
Oh, and before I forget, big ups to you and one truth on this. But we need to lay down the law on this Bureau of Land Management and these land trusts and these claims and start getting our paper. I don't know if you remember the last time I talked to you young brothers on that panel. Start getting your tree together. Find your patch of dirt. It's time to plant, just like they did claim jumping bullshit in the gold rush, 1840s. We need to get serious. And I yield.
Try. Share the live stream. Share the live stream. Share the live stream.
Share the live stream, share the live stream, share the live stream. Shout out to all the American Aborigines in the building, man. We ain't even gonna be in here that long today, man. We got to probably get ready to get out of here, but we're gonna do part 2 to this tomorrow. So make sure y'all be in. Set up y'all little TPs because we on the trail of tents, goddamn, and it's gonna be a long road. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do what the Native Americans do. We're gonna put yourself in a Native American shoe. Next year, y'all, we walking from Washington, D.C. to Oklahoma. You know what I'm saying? And cause of the Native nigga, yeah, right. Nigga, ain't nobody about to walk. You believe that Trail of Tears story if you motherfucking want, nigga. That's some bullshit. Some Native Americans probably walked there.
That's the Mormon story.
Yeah, not just the Mormons, the Amish.
Right, nigga. But shit, man, shout out to all the American Aborigines, man. We about to get out of here.
AP, I don't know if it fits in the mix, but you hip to the Osage Massacre?
No, I'm not.
I believe the sister, I can't think of her actual name. They came up with a moniker called Flower Moon, and it's a white boy that wrote a story about the killers of the Flower Moon, the Osage Massacre, and the creation of the FBI. And I'm talking about the literal beginning of it before Hoover got his come up. Okay. Wow. They stole what was referred to in the book as the head rights. You know what the head rights are? It's the mineral appropriation. Okay. And what do you get from mineral rights? Royalties. Well, I'm going to say that one more time. Royalties. The Osage Massacre. This particular sister, I think she was somewhere around 10 or 12. She was even preteen. They snatched her through guardianship, and her particular patch of land gave the oil rush that created the state of Oklahoma. Now, I could be slightly inaccurate there.
What was the Buffalo Soldiers doing up out there? What was those Muskogean individuals doing up out there in the plains with these plains individuals?
But remember, the agenda was to put if you're hip to what Oklahoma Sooner means, the sooner you get here, the sooner you can take this from these niggas. Now, they would displace them on the worst patches of dirt, saying they were, couldn't be farmed, wasn't fertile. And then oil shit came. And that oil rush is what created the state of Oklahoma. And I yield.
Shout out to my brother Alabama, always.
Like, what's it? The Beverly Hillbillies. Like that shit, Jed Clampett and all them.
Fuck.
I guess I'm gonna have to, I'm the only old nigga, and I said, listen to my story about a man named Jed. Poor mountaineer, barely kept his family fed. And when one day he was shooting at some food, and up from the ground came the bubbling crude oil, that is. Black gold, Texas tea. That's for you, Copper Grizzly.
We were some of the largest
What's talking about Jeff Rowe now, man? Get out of here, man.
Oh God. Hey, but we owned most of the oil fields in America at that time, from Oklahoma down into Arkansas, Louisiana, all that shit.
But okay, 111. That's what I'm saying. I don't know her name, but I think they called her the Flower Moon, and she was the youngest. What they call an example of guardianship. They took the guardianship of her.
Rector too.
There you go. I forgot what her name was, but I think they referred to, and this book is called "The Killers of the Flower Moon."
Oh yeah, that's
and it was of the Osage Massacre. and the making of the FBI. You feel me? The criminal enterprise ongoing.
They said that they was
Oh shit, there's a movie?
kidnapping.
There's a fucking movie on this shit?
What I really don't know is that the Beverly Hillbillies is just a whitewashed version of the
Yeah.
Sarah Rector story. But we ain't gonna go down that route today. That's a whole nother bill.
Like some hillbillies gonna find some Texas tea. Come on now, them motherfuckers was poor during Reconstruction.
Sarah Rector did the same shit on her land. She was out, found some oil, and became one of the richest people in the world.
First.
Yeah, the only thing I'm saying, Copper Grizzly,
Millionaires.
is they used guardianship to snatch her shit, and that was a precursor to creating the state of Oklahoma. That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely. You absolutely.
And then you got Tulsa being on Indian land and niggas building up Black Wall Street right there next door to these alleged Mongoloid exclusive reservations. And they weren't doing any damn thing to help build that shit, nor did they protect these individuals from the white mobsters and Klansmen and all that.
You know, they've been benefiting from us for years. Even I forgot her name, the lady that had cancer. They took her DNA.
Henrietta Lacks, and the HeLa cells. All the cancer treatment worldwide, brother, not just in Turtle Island, worldwide, and the entire fucking pharmaceutical industry off the cell line of one Aboriginal woman. How powerful is that, Smoke?
Woo! See, they just don't want to own the land. They want to own our body land. And this is what they've been doing. They've been benefiting from our minds, inventions, just plain everything, our culture, everything. Don't want to give us credit.
We're still here.
Down the line, coming up as a young man, I read in some scriptures that others going to benefit from what we have. And we won't. Until
the wealth of the wicked. I think what you're going at, brother. Paraphrase it. The wealth of the wicked shall be stored up for the righteous. And truth, 111 truth, crushed to earth, will rise.
Right.
Take it, brothers.
Because the time is just going to rain. It's going to stop. So that's why we being aware of what's going on. Because our Creator is making everything aware. It's putting this in us. See, ain't no way we can be born with this knowledge. We got the truth in us, but we have to be taught this knowledge, seen this knowledge, experiencing our environment must be this knowledge. So a lot of y'all brothers and me had this environment, but when we go out in that world, they teach us this madness, this script they want us to live by. Until we got elders come back, and this is why the Most High is waking us up. Our Creator is waking us up, letting them know this is where we belong. This is our land. We are the magic. We are the gods. We are everything. We create everything. We just got to know it. You understand me? So that's why they create these systematic things for us to kill each other. Majority of us, no disrespecting anybody on the panel, gay. Our brothers turning this way. Majority of us locked up. A lot of us locked up. I'm just speaking truth. Listen, a lot of us locked up. A lot of us dead. Listen, if you break up our family, you know, we got to come back as a family. These just moral principles that we put on as a human being. We can create anything we want. So if society say this is wrong, this is what we coming up with. You know, my Creator say, in other words, he hates the things that we do. And a lot of us wicked in all nationalities, in all forms. But we are the key to this land over here. And we started everything from back in the day. We gave life to every nation on this earth. It's just that they came back and took the knowledge, twisted up, and lost our brain, man. So now we learning it now. So I listen to strong brothers. I mean, I'm at all y'all, man. Y'all don't understand, man, the knowledge and wisdom I sit and listen to you brothers knowing this stuff off verbatimly. Y'all ain't looking at no books unless y'all want to go back to research our documentation. Man, y'all got this thing's in your spirit, man. Man, good God, man. Y'all are gods in this thing. And they don't want this to get out. That's why they try to shut down everything. Ab and other brothers in their sites and they they're trying to shut it down because this is going to open the eyes to not just our people, but the world. You understand me? Because the world been waiting for us to wake up because we're the light of this world. We're the light of this land. And until the people wake up, we connected to this land. This land can't do too much if we don't become what? The conquerors of this land. And they took that from us.
Yeah.
So we just
But
got to
once
take it.
again, the I am said, no, we got to follow the commandments.
Yes.
I got a
But you
meme
know,
for you, brother. I
they
can't share it here.
There's 613 laws in the scriptures. A lot of it allegory, whatever you want to learn. I'm learning from life itself. The spirit comes to fulfill a lot of truth that I hear from what y'all saying, what I've read in the scriptures, what I read from the Holy Quran, from others. You know, I had studied a lot of stuff just to listen to people and their lifestyle and how they live it. At the end of the day, you're going to learn what is right. We learning the truth. Y'all spitting that truth out, man. Y'all spitting out some truth, man. Good God Almighty. If it don't make a person stronger, make a person a God, I don't know what's going on with brothers and sisters. If they don't just sit and listen to what you're saying, man. Oh my God.
I can't share this meme here for you, Hawk, though. And y'all probably seen it on the internet. Eagles don't take flight lessons from chickens.
You got that right.
All right, let me say this before we get out of here, man. Shout out to all the folks that came through on the panel, man. I want to say peace and blessings to all y'all. Appreciate everybody that came through in the chat as well, man. Especially people staying active in the comment section. Shout out to everybody tuning in to the live stream. This your brother Aboriginal Power. This was the episode of Trailer Tents, man. Make sure y'all tune in tomorrow. If you're watching this, if you ain't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the notification bell, man. If you enjoy the live stream, support the channel.
By the pay-per-view, American Gods, abos and arrows, elbows and assholes. Keep them running, Copper Gizzard. Keep them running.
Man, yes, indeed. God bless y'all, man.
Link is in the description box to the pay-per-view, by the way. Also, if y'all want to watch the remaining of the video that we watched dealing with the linguistic evidence of the Asian European connection with the Native Americans, hey man, go down to the description box, 111 Truth Searcher channel. Go click the link. It takes you right to the video. Make sure y'all subscribe to the brother channel. Make sure y'all show some love. Hey man, support the channel. Cash App and PayPal information on the screen, man. I'm gonna let y'all close out briefly. I'm talking about motherfucking briefly, niggas, on this panel.
One last time for the American Gods, arrows and abos, elbows and assholes. God damn it, keep them running, Copper Grizzly. Keep them running.
You already know, man. You already know. Shout out to Alabama, man. Who else want to close out before we get out of here?
Only thing I want to say is, I'm truly walking with the gods. Gods means knowledge and wisdom and understanding. I say overstanding. And I am walking with some gods, and I'm learning that now. Gods is us, is what's in our hearts and our spirits. So thank y'all, brothers, for helping me grow. Yeah. Thanks.
Absolutely. We all help each other. It's a system. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate y'all. Who else want to go out? Brother Tyron Ling. Let Ling in this bitch. No, I was playing. What's up with it? Go ahead, Tyron Ling. You got the flow. Ling. All right, well, fuck it. Go ahead, Hawk School. You got the flow.
Oh, man, I just want to say peace to the tribes, man. Keep your motherfucking heads up. You know what I'm talking about? We the best of people, raised for the good of mankind. Long live the Republic of Atlantis. Salute you, Bow. And salute the panel. Tribe.
Man, salute to the Republic of Atlantis. Y'all thought it failed. Y'all thought it was destroyed, but
we're still here.
So don't let us think that when we come together, because y'all think that the Aboriginal spirit is not around, but
we're still here.
And we're going to always be here. So shout out to all the American Aborigines and shout out to all the motherfucking people tuning in. Support the channel. Hit the like button. See y'all tomorrow. Peace.
Yes, Lord. Peace. We are Atlantis.
Whatever it takes.
The flesh is Atlantis. I bless y'all.
Alleyway.
Actually, we're going to do something a little different.
Invader, this is for the invader. Invader, send home the invader. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. Give them all praises. Give them all praises. Where the fuck am I going? Who the hell could I be? All this time I've been lost. Vessel trapped in the sea. Chains holding my legs. I just want to be free. Fist picking my throat. Hell yeah, and they know it. Heritage keep going. You can see it in my phenotypes and that damn Indian showing. This knowledge keeping me steady. 45 on my hip and my armor man stay ready. I hit the streets in my Chevy. Blunt burning, smoking heavy. Man, here you go, I got plenty. Prayers up for a sinning. In the land I lost many. Cause every nigga ain't feeling. And every man ain't willing. No D-bows but Stanley. No heroes for my family. Why the pigs killing us daily. Invader, this is for the invader. Invader, send home the invader. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. Give them all praises. Give them all praises. Invader, this is for the invader. Invader, send home the invader. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. Give them all praises. Give them all praises. Where the fuck do you come from? Kidnapping our babies. 11 million abortions. Whole country is scorching. Gave them stealing my portion. Bitch, give me my land back. We ain't signed no contracts. Why you wasting all of our trust funds? We don't know who your dad is, but we know who your kinfolk. Take the food off of my plate. Eat that shit with my folk. You invader. You motherfucking invader. Invader, this is for the invader. Invader, send home the invader. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. Give them all praises. Give them all praises. Invader, this is for the invader. Invader, send home the invader. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. Give them all praises. Give them all praises. Hey ya, 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 hey ya. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High.